Why is everything so expensive? I think before you sleep, bro. I haven't watched him in a minute. It's been, I think it might have been a month or two. I don't know. It's been a minute. Shout out to Think Before You Sleep. He makes great videos. I don't know if he had a million when I saw him. I'm pretty sure he might have, but if he didn't, shout out to him for hitting a million. Good job. He makes great videos. He will be linked in the description if you'd like to sub up to him. Like this video, sub up over here. Let's get into it. Why is everything expensive? I could only wonder.
I need to know when exactly tipping became an everywhere experience. Because why am I asked to hit a tip prompt in a drive-through? I'm talking about that little screen flip in places where tipping was never the standard. And somehow now I have.
It's because the people that, like, not in a rude way, I'm not saying don't tip people that have good service. No. That's the complete opposite of actually what I do. Or that actually deserve a tip. Number one, bro, if you're just doing your job, I'm not tipping you. Right? No. But if you're going above your means, having good service, I'll tip you. But bro, what do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean I actually had to tell you everything I picked? Do this, do that. I'm the project manager, but I have to tip. Nah, dude, I'm not doing that. Yeah, you put the thing in the oven and put the sandwich together, but I had to tell you this, do this, put this together. Like, nah, bro. But it's because people are like, yeah, I just craved and hit the 10%, bro. Just hit the zero tip button and look them straight in the eyes while you do it. Click.
To be in a moral dilemma before I get my drink.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you're tipping the Starbucks drive-thru. In fact, I've even been to a self-serve frozen yogurt place where I did all of the work, and when I went to the cashier, she swiveled that screen around and said, it's gonna
either custom tip for 0000 or no tip. That's me. I'm not tipping you. I'm really not. You're not.
Ask you a little question.
Everywhere you go, about to flip the screen on you. You're about to get asked, would you like to leave that tip? Or better yet, they'll hit you with the, all right, it's just going to ask you a quick question on the screen real quick.
Honestly, if that frozen yogurt incident wasn't several years back and the first time I encountered a cashier asking for a tip, I would have set my food down and walked out without paying, because asking to be paid extra for doing nothing is an insult to customers. Obviously, I hit no, and actually, these days, tipping prompts have gotten so annoying.
I think it might be literally just built into the hardware they have. It could be, because that happened to me where it's like it put up the tip screen, but the guy just hit no like immediately, and like or bypassed it by hitting no on his end. So like I think it could be just built into the certain systems. But I heard I was watching a video and they actually take like 3% of every charge, like the company that supplies it. That's something, man. I didn't know that. I didn't know that happened, but that's something.
That I now stare them in the eyes as I hit no tip, because I'm tired of literally everything.
Dude, like I just said, I'm not tipping you.
Everything getting more expensive with no additional value added, to the extent where it seems like since COVID, the prices of everything have doubled and tripled. I feel like every month I'm getting emailed by a streaming service telling me, hey, we've got a price update. Oh, a price update. That means you're going to lower it, right? Of course not. How else is Amazon going to subsidize 5 seasons?
I mean, like, be real. Why is Netflix going up? Like, it's not like less people are not signing up, by the way. I feel like Netflix probably is like at either a plateau or like slightly gaining every year. It's not it's not losing people. Well, now it might be that they're making the prices more, but like it's because y'all made crap movies, y'all made these crap movies and probably spent too much money. Now you gotta up the prices, and now the people like this is insanity, bro. Like I've stopped. The only thing I watch now is YouTube. I might watch Netflix every now and again. I stopped watching that, bro. When I was watching the new Stranger Things, I remember this. The new Stranger Things. I was watching it every like couple minutes, or like not couple minutes. Every like it was like 3 per episode of damn ads about Stranger Things. I was like, what the hell is this? This was terrible. This was terrible. It was 2025 ads on Netflix. That is terrible.
Of a ridiculously expensive show that everyone hates without increasing their prices. That being said, at some point enough is enough, but before we get into that, recently a jury ordered Meta
If you want good YouTube Premium, it's about $20.
And YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They knew their apps could contribute to anxiety, depression, and body image issues, but did not share those risks while prioritizing profits. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health struggles, you should hear this. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm they caused. You can use the link in my description or scan the QR code to take a short quiz to see if you qualify for a case. You may be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000. All right, so tipping has gotten crazy. What was once a nice courtesy for an extra good job is now basically an expected part of every business transaction. A handful of years back, it began with tipping cashiers for merely taking your order, and now they don't even have cashiers. They want you to tip the kiosk.
We're at the airport, guys, and in these kiosks at the very end, it asks you if you want to leave a tip. Why would they ask for tips, guys? And here's the thing: this is a Whataburger, a fast food chain, in the middle of the airport. You want us to subsidize your poor?
And plus, I'm not gonna. By the way, I'm not gonna. Like majority of times, I won't. I only give hard cash tips. I'm not giving you a tip to a screen, because I know they're gonna take something out of it. You're not gonna get it. That's what I think. I don't know. I think they take a percentage out of it if you tip too, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on it. In my personal opinion, allegedly, my personal opinion. Don't want to get sued. But yeah, I'm not. If I have cash on you, you have good service, I'll give you cash. I'm not giving you that to me. It's like I think tips are only it should be only a cash thing. I'm not giving you a tip through my credit card or my card. Nah, I'll just give you cash. It's just so much easier, bro. Even though people don't like it, whatever. Cash, ew. Just give them what 8%? Is that what it is? I don't know.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll wait for self-serve gasoline to start asking for tips too, as if oil isn't already expensive enough.
Yeah, you pumped your gas. It was $100. Would you like to give me a $20 tip? You can even go a 50% tip. What? You just paid $300 for your diesel dually. Would you like to give me a $100 tip? Fuck, come on, boy. You must think I'm a fool.
And it's not just restaurants, it's like every service now.
So I drive my dad over to pick up the car, and he comes back with the keys, and he's kind of distraught, which is not like him. He's like, I literally just paid, I don't know, $500 to have my car fixed. Sure. And then the guy swivels the screen around and is like, you want a tip? 20%, 25%, 30%.
Now, I would have thought that she was making this all up, but I kid you not. I had work done on my house about a year back, and after charging me a price that seemed like extortion, the guy pulls out the iPad and says, yeah, it's just going to ask you a little question. So your local repair...
I'm not trusting iPads, man. If you pull up with an iPad and flip the screen on me, and you're not normally you just give them a check. Right? And you might leave an extra 20, put $20 more on it, but that shit's already expensive anyways. I'm already paying you enough because you're subsidizing the people enough. Because you got to pay for both the labor costs and the materials. I don't know. That's stupid.
Man is now asking for a tip. The whole point of tipping in the first place was to give a little extra for good service. You know, give the bellhop a little extra for carrying your luggage to your hotel room, which personally I think is stupid. I think employees and business owners should already be doing the best job they can because they want return business. Good service is how you create a successful company. And provided that I'm being a polite customer, I should not have to pay you extra to be nice to me. Because what tipping has turned into is this predatory anti-consumer system where you are essentially bullied into paying more than what you initially agreed to.
Tipping culture is targeting people pleasers, and it is not okay.
Sorry, I'm going to be pausing a lot. It should be the other way around. You have to be nice to me to tip you. No, it should be you should have been nice, or you're going above and beyond. Here, I tip you. Not you're doing whatever, I give you a tip. Now, oh my gosh, you're doing great. You have a great day. It should be like that before he tipped you. Right? People are just goofy, man. Just do hard work. Even if you don't get tipped, guess what? If you're doing hard work 24/7 or hard work every time you're working, there's a more high likely chance you get a tip than the guy that's doing hard work whenever you get the tip. That's just like what? Once in a blue moon, you're probably gonna get it at least 3 times in a blue moon. I don't know. You're gonna get it at least once or twice more than him, I would say. And don't expect it, because not everything's expected. You don't need a tip.
Okay, as a people pleaser, you think that when someone shows me a pad that says 15%, 20%, 25%, they're looking at me while I press the button. I think I'm gonna hit none.
Yeah, you should hit none. I do every time.
And this is the person that's ruining it. Being real. Why is it on there? Because you have people like, I'm a people pleaser. And then you're gonna be like, and then she's gonna be saying, "What? I'm on my self-helping journey." Those would be the same people. I just want to call it out, right? I'm a people pleaser. Like, man, it is 2026. What are you talking about? You're a people pleaser? It's like, yeah, I'll tip Starbucks, but this homeless guy that wants any money, it doesn't matter how much, anything helps. I won't give him $2. I'd rather give the homeless guy $8, or what is the tip? $3. I'd rather give the homeless guy $3. He might use it for drugs. I don't know. They might use it for drugs. They might use it for something I don't even. Yeah. I'm not
the system is so predatory that I enjoy hitting that button, and I enjoy the little maze that some of them make
Just
you go through
smile.
to not tip. The ones where you have to hit like 4 different buttons to cancel the tip, instead of the one button it takes to pay extra. It gives me a sense of accomplishment when I've figured out that the trick is to hit custom and then type in 0.
I have tipped so many times in just the last few days. Coffee, tip. Drive-through, tip. Went to Chipotle, and you tip before you even get your food. I don't even know if my food is gonna taste good, and I'm tipping these people.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Though I do appreciate the cashiers who press no tip for you because they're fed up with tipping prompts. Those people are heroes. More importantly, there is a reason why you hate this system, and you are morally justified for hating tipping, because psychologically what's occurring here is a lot.
I wouldn't, I think it's different because obviously religious beliefs. I wouldn't I hate it. I think it's just it's just getting fed up. It's just it's just programming you. It's just programming you to be like a fool. Tip me, give me all your money. No, I'm good. It's just programming, bro. I don't hate it. I think it's just predatory to take advantage of good people. Or people that get people pleasers. More like they can't think for more than a second and be like, okay, I did all the work. I'm already paying triple the price I should be for a McDonald's burger. And they asked me for a 25% tip just for the starter. You can even go up to 50. I'm just a people pleaser. I'm gonna hit 25, and that's the reason they still have it on there, because there's dummy you're lost. There's lost people like you that are like airheads going through the world. I'm just a people pleaser. Click, 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 click. Bro, just say no. It's not gonna make your life any harder or easier. Click it. You have a great rest of your day. Thank you. You too.
Lack of transparency on the price. For example, you agree to a price of $10, but somehow if you don't pay $12.50, you're a heartless bastard who doesn't care about the sad life of the employees? Why are someone else's life issues my problem?
Tip me.
I'm just trying to get a taco, and I shouldn't have to be afraid that people will intentionally do a bad job if I don't pay an upcharge. Then the second level of this is which jobs deserve tips and which ones don't. Movers, taxi drivers, barbers. Why not tip the store clerk every time they tell you where something is? I mean, who has all this extra money where they can just drop an extra 15 to 20% on every single bill?
Not me.
Personally, I think we should only be tipping waiters because they're paid almost nothing because tips are expected. But also, morally, I don't think people should tip waiters either. And before people get mad, yes, I do tip the waitstaff at restaurants. However, we do have other examples in the world like Japan where people survive without this system. At restaurants in Japan, you don't tip, you just pay for the food. And what is frequently added onto that is a table fee that is a set cost for sitting down at the restaurant. There's your answer. We don't have to tip waiters now. Just charge a table fee. And also, because waiters are sales reps, they should get a commission when they sell high-ticket items like alcohol and steak or extras like dessert. With this type of system, when you sit down to eat, you now know what you're consenting to without some mystery price at the end based on how scared you are to look like a bad person. Because the bigger problem here is that if you continuously say it's okay for people to be unclear on how much they're going to charge you, you get shit like this.
I gave birth to this perfect, precious little angel in September of last year. It is April, nearly May of the next year, and I am getting bills in the mail nearly every single week. Let's look at them. Okay.
Yeah, you had a child in a hospital. What do you think? It's gonna be free? You're thinking through all at that point.
This one is a bill for $2,000.
You're like, why are you showing this? I get it. Everyone. I feel like if you want to have a child, you'd research it. Everyone knows it's expensive. I think it's kind of stupid that is how expensive it is, especially our childbirth rate. That's besides. I think they should be. If they want people to start having child, I think they should definitely like start putting subsidizing and like start giving out not benefits, but like benefits in like a certain way, or benefit the people that are having kids, because we need more children in America.
The service description literally just says vaginal birth. Here's another bill for $1,261. What's the description for? Actually, it doesn't even say. Here's another one for $336. The service description is subsequent hospital care. What does that mean? Here's another $675 charge for hospital discharge day. What service is it? You're just charging me for discharge day? I don't know. None of it makes sense. My husband just called. He was on the phone for 20 minutes and we got no answers. They said they could get back to us in the next 90 days.
Yeah, she's not kidding. 2 years ago, I got injured lifting weights and had to go to the emergency room without insurance because mine was randomly canceled. And thanks to Obama, you can only sign up for medical insurance once a year. So my bill was really expensive, despite the staff basically just giving me Tylenol and telling me to go home after 3 hours. I remember signing some paper at the hospital for like $4,000.
Have y'all seen like this guy? I don't know if it was a guy or girl. Someone was drinking like soda, and they charge him like $20 for it, for one like small can. They do that, bro. Like, it's the hospital. What do you like? It's true. Like, you can't say anything wrong, or you can't say anything to debunk it because she's telling the truth. There's no lies being told here. But like, how do you not know that? That's why a lot of people avoid the hospital. I try to avoid it the most I can. Right? The majority. If I really have to, I will. Broken arm, sick to death, yeah. But like, bro, a little headache, nah. A little cough, maybe after like 2 weeks, especially with this damn virus.
Which was insane considering how little service I received. And after around 2 weeks, they just kept sending me bills until the total cost was like $8,000. When did I consent to this? In fact, if you ask, they can't even tell you how much certain treatments cost. Or they do this thing where they tell you that your bill is a certain amount, but if you complain, they'll mark it down a ton. Sydney Watson showed that recently on Twitter. So basically, they're lying to you about the price. Pro tip, though, if you get injured during business hours in America, don't go to the ER. Go to your local urgent care instead, where they'll charge you like $50 to $100 for talking to you for 5 minutes instead of $5,000.
$3,968.20 per month. That's how much it'll cost me, my husband, and my 3 kids to have health insurance. A month! That does not include dental and vision. No. That is just the bare bones minimum.
But how many people are overweight in America? Yeah, this makes sense. You gotta pay. They ain't gonna scrape your dollars. They ain't gonna get it. You gotta pay it.
That is a mortgage on a very expensive home. I'm not doing that math right now.
She's also not kidding. My insurance randomly shot up 40% last year. Same service, now it's just 40% more. It's so expensive that I've considered canceling it because it costs far more than just paying out of pocket.
Yeah, right.
Even if I go to the ER. It just seems like this system is designed to kill the middle class. Because if you're poor, you get your care for free. And if you're rich, the cost doesn't matter. But if you're middle class, you're screwed.
Your effective income, even when you're...
Yeah, they're giving it to you. Just giving it to you. With no breaks all day, just hammering you.
you're making like 20,000 or like it's like 30,000. It's like closer to like 50, 60,000, right? Because you have like the medical assistance program, that's the MAP program. You have food stamps, you have other supplemental assistance, you have housing assistance, you have a phone assistance, right? The Obama phones, which is actually done by Bush, but it doesn't matter. You have all these other things like, and yeah, you save so much fucking money whenever you're broke. But then whenever you're middle class and you're not making that, like, let's say you're making $40,000 a year, those are the people that are fucking broke. Because they can't get food stamps, they can't get assistance, but at the same time, they also don't have the money to pay for it out of pocket either.
Now, this is where I and a lot of other people are going to differ. I think the answer to these problems is not various social programs, but more so a coming together as a culture to vastly reduce the cost of these services to the point where people can easily afford them. You do this by exerting market pressure, which we'll talk about later.
Well, it will pay. You gotta say it plays together, if I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah, if someone's getting like free healthcare and you're paying for your healthcare, they're gonna charge you more. Why? Because they gotta subsidize it somehow. You gotta pay for somebody else, right? If someone's getting food stamps, someone has to subsidize it. So a lot of people are actually subsidizing other people's things. It makes sense, but like, yeah, maybe it's because a lot of people get it for free. That's why it's high too. And everything's going up, man.
Inflation.
Since President Trump has signed his executive order for hospital price transparency, only 1/3 of hospitals are in compliance. We need legislators to act to rein in these unchecked practices and to protect patients and taxpayers.
Personally, I don't think an executive order is enough because then the next president can just overturn it. It needs to be an actual law. So market pressure, legislation, and we need to get rid of all the scammers and thieves in this industry, which is something that I've talked about in other videos.
It's sad to think.
I did see him. He's been on a strike again. I think he did something in California.
Think about it. Here in the United States, we're literally being defrauded by people who are taking advantage of old people, young people in daycares, disabled people with autism clinics. Unbelievable. You have people who drive around in BMWs.
Dude, I might be on to some. I'm not gonna say it yet, but there's something going on that I might be on to some with some cars. Transport. I don't know if it's the same thing with Nick Shirley. I just been like eyeing it because like I don't know if it's fraud or I'm just hey dude, if it's quacking like a duck and it's looking like a duck, it might be a duck. That's how I'm going with it. I don't know if it's fraud, but it's definitely sketchy. And I don't know if I'm gonna do like a full on investigation like him, knock on people's doors and stuff. But it's iffy, bro. It's iffy on what I think I could uncover.
And make competitions. Mercedes. Meanwhile, everyday American citizens are struggling to be able to afford their own bills.
But in my opinion, going back to what Asmongold was saying, this is all set up to kill the middle class. It seems like politicians and corporations want to make it so you only get to be independent if you're super rich and nothing costs that much to you. Otherwise, you get to be poor and dependent on government services, and you have to take whatever they give you. The point here is the removal of freedom of choice for most people, because if you shrink the middle class, then you're going to shrink the number of people who are in the financial position to say no to a bad deal. This inability for massive portions of the population to be able to say no causes
tinfoil hat, but also can control you. Yeah, like no, what he's saying. If you're all on government, it says, hey, we're just not going to feed you. And you also live in government house. We're going to cut your bills off. We're going to cut your light off, too. I know where you live. You live in my house, actually. That's how people, bro, it's going to get like that. You know it is. I can just feel it. It's going to get like that, bro.
Prices to increase. And what makes matters worse is, trust me when I say that no one wastes more money than poor people and people with high incomes. Either rich people are wasting it and inflating the prices of everything for everyone else because the dollar amount doesn't matter to them, or poor people are wasting it and inflating prices because they don't know how to manage their money, or because they're too nervous to hit no tip on the iPad. All of this enables companies to continuously increase their prices, and that's how you get situations like this.
People, you know, they want to have a special experience, and regardless of what your income level is, in some cases, you know, a $9 experience does feel like you're splurging, and then what that means is we have to make it worthwhile, right? And then in other cases, people believe, well, this is a really affordable premium experience because they're saying like, well, it's less than $10 and I get a really premium experience. So regardless of where you're stationed in,
I get a drink for $9. Where have we got where like, yeah, you get a drink from a fast food coffee place for $9. It is. You can't say it's not. They got a mobile app. They got their own currency basically. If you haven't seen a video on that, Fat Files, I think. Great video, I think, on Fat Files. If you don't know, Fat Electrician. Great video by him. He kind of breaks it down this the Starbucks thing. Great video. Um, that and what else am I gonna say? What else? Majority of people go through the line. If someone's going through the line instead of coming into your restaurant, it's like if you had a line, you're fast food. You're fast food. You can't say otherwise. You're fast food, right? So like, buddy, if I'm getting fast food coffee, I don't want it $9. $3, $4, $5. I'm fine with that. $9 for a terrible coffee. I mean, bro, if you're gonna have a black coffee, just get it from home. Like they make their own like coffee things where you can just literally buy the grounds. It might not be the same one, but just get it from home, bro. If you're getting a regular black coffee, just get it from home. Now, majority of people probably get like a whipped cream frappuccino that has 1,000 calories and what 2% coffee, 98% sugar, artificial sweeteners and whatever's we don't know. That's probably not good for you. It's probably killing your insides every sip you drink. Your body doesn't know what it is.
those income cohorts, we want to make that experience worth your while.
So many of these CEOs for food companies are just liars. I know he's pretending to be caring, but he talks like an asshole who's had every phrase he says thought up by a think tank. He's saying this stuff as they horrendously overcharge you for coffee. Starbucks is not a premium experience. Starbucks is fast food. There's no reason that any of their drinks should cost $9. Now, I'm not super familiar with what Starbucks charges for all their drinks because I almost never go there, but I do know they charge around $4 for their black coffee, which is insane because
they give you these stupid ass names, venti. What is it? I don't go there. I really don't. I'm a big coffee guy. Right, coffee in the morning. Anything after that, I will drink like iced coffee later, but a good coffee in the morning and an energy later at night. I'll still do energy drink in the morning, but it's just to me, I prefer good coffee in the morning. But I'm not buying that, bro. Like, who's buying? You gotta understand, $4 cup of coffee every day is a lot. Hey, why don't we put $8? It depends if you like the grounds, the Keurigs, whatever. What, let's say you spent 50. You don't even have to get a good one. You can probably spend like $30 to $40 to get started on an actual like cheaper machine. Make you black coffee like a pot. I'm just thinking like ballpark middle range. You don't even have to get the best stuff. Creamer and some sugar. Yeah. I mean, if you actually drink coffee, that's gonna taste good. But if you want a damn near a breakfast coffee milkshake, then drink away, I guess.
the coffee beans that Starbucks uses are so low quality that it probably only costs like 20 cents for them to make it black. Why would anyone pay for this on a regular basis? Why would you go here like multiple times a week? Not only do you have to drive to Starbucks and wait in line, which takes time, whereas making coffee at home takes almost no time because the machines do everything for you.
Yeah.
But also, you can buy the most premium, expensive coffee at Sprouts, and it will cost maybe around $1 or $1.50 for a cup, versus $4 for the low-quality garbage at Starbucks. And then they want a tip.
Bitch, I'm at Miss Coldstone, girl, and bitch, I will die on a cross, bitch, before I ever pay this much for a little buck.
Bro, like, I'm sorry, I just did this.
Get an ice cream. Y'all crazy.
That guy had some energy or style, let's say, but who the hell is paying for this? And Cold Stone is reportedly another store that likes flipping the iPad around to ask you a little question. But
27 for a regular ice cream? That's insanity. Bro, insanity. He's not lying. I wouldn't go there like, I would die across. Nah, that's crazy. Right? That is insanity prices for that. You can probably get what, 10? 5, 10, 15, 20. I would say like let's say like a 5 for like those big tubs. I'm not talking like that size, like a big tub. You could probably get what, maybe 3 to 4 big tubs of ice cream for that one ice cream. What are they doing? Like, that's just the stupidest thing in the world. Yeah, let's buy like a regular ice cream thing that you could probably buy for like $4 to $3. Let's sell it for $27.99.
$15 for a pint of
You
ice
can't be
cream.
greedy,
The
bro.
most expensive ice cream that I've seen at the store is this ice cream here. It's like $10 for a pint, and it's made with premium ingredients. Whereas here is the stuff that goes into Cold Stone ice cream. How are
Corn
these companies, who
syrup,
don't really provide an experience
sweeteners.
that's much better than just having ice cream at home, still in business after charging $28 when I can get the same size of Alden's organic ice cream for around $11 or $12? And if you buy the cheap ice cream, I think it's like $4 or $5. Well, I'll tell
Yeah.
you why they can charge this much. It's because
In Walmart, Great Value is even cheaper than that. I'll
people
look it
keep
up.
saying yes. It's the same reason why they ask you to tip cashiers now. It's because lots of people say yes.
Barista Dylan Shanker says tips make up 10 to 20% of his pay. He is 39, he has a decade of experience and expertise, and
I've never made more than $25,000 a year. I cannot even wrap my head around the idea of even just making $30,000 or $40,000 a year.
Brother, what do you expect, man? You work as a coffee barista at a shop. I don't expect you to make $1 million at all. Maybe if you own it, you'd make good money, but I don't. Dude, like, you're. What?
roughly half of Shanker's customers tip.
And? I'm not.
Which is in line with the national average.
50% of people are saying yes. This was from NPR, and by the way, if you're 39 and don't make a lot of money, that's not my problem as the customer.
Dude, you had 20 years of like, yeah, I could switch out on something. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm a hater. That's a hater thing, alright? I'm sorry. But, bro, what? You're telling me for the past 20 years you're making $30K. You're like, yeah, no, I don't want any upgrade in my life. It's clearly working. It's clearly working in some way, shape, or form. I couldn't imagine making $30K a year. Yeah, because you've been doing it for 20 years straight. You can't. You're right. You couldn't imagine it because you've been in the same spot for 20 years, dude. 20 years. And you're 30. You know what that means?
There's just
and by the
national average.
50% of people
not even wrap my
he is 39, he has a decade of experience and
a decade. Sorry, I've been saying 20 years. Bro, you've been there since you were 29. And you're 39. You haven't made nothing shake. You made you know what, let me stop hating. I think I'm a hater right now.
About someone seeing that screen, knowing I'm not
Bro, I'm looking at the ice cream. This is a big brand. This is a good brand right here. Bluebell. Oh, that's not. Make sure it doesn't show me. Oh no, that's gonna show. This right here. 832. 832. That right there. And they were charging what, 16 for that? Nuts. No, it's what, 20 maybe? This is what I was talking about. Sorry, you couldn't get that much. But you could at least get two of them for that price, bro. For that one right there, it was $7.27. And you're telling me, nah, I should just get the one from Cold Stones? I'm good.
Rich and kind of just not caring about you enough to kind of like want to help you make a living.
Yeah, I don't care. If this job is not making you a living.
Yeah, a homeless person could say the same thing, buddy.
And then you should ask for more money from your employer or get a better job so you don't have to abuse customers like a streamer begging for subs. Now, you may think that you saying no is enough, but that doesn't matter if 50% of the people are still saying yes. If half the
Local coffee, though, you gotta understand that's different from Starbucks.
people say yes to a 20% tip at Starbucks, then that's like tens of millions of dollars a year, if not more. If you look at the article, they say, well, this is a way of paying our employees more without increasing prices. Yeah, because you're tricking customers into paying
No, that isn't. It is not, actually. It's the way we could trick you without losing any profit. Because why would we want to lose profit, boy? You listen to me, boy? Why would we want to lose profit, dummy? You fool? You think we want to lose profit? No, actually, I think we're going to start paying you less. And we're going to actually add 50, 75, 95 tip. We're going to actually start, we're going to lower their wages by $3 to $4. That's what we're going to do. Why would we do that? What do you mean we could take a little hit, probably charge a little less? No, I don't think we should do that. Okay. Fair enough.
20% more for their drink and then shaming them for not doing it like this 39-year-old. That's dishonest.
There's a lot of pressure to keep prices.
You gotta at least be like the head manager or something over there, bro. If you're just a regular barista with no manager status, you're buddy, what are you doing?
Low for
Start door dashing.
Increasingly frugal customers. Tipping is a way to get more money from customers without actually charging them more.
It's a subsidy. It's a wage subsidy to the employee.
It's not charging them more, but it's taking more money out my account. That's charging me more. Did that make no sense? It's like the monkey clicking in your brain. Ding, ding, ding. You're an airhead. It's not charging them more. Yo, if it said the coffee was $5 to $6, and then the tip adds on $3 more, I think taking what $5 out of my account, then taking what $8 out of my account is gonna make a difference. That's charging me more. Common sense would say that, by the way. That's just the most common thing in the world. Yeah, so if something says it's gonna charge you $10, but there's a tip screen and you hit it and it adds on $5 more, it's not charging you more. Yes, it is.
Where? It's not a tip. It goes to your wage. It's just the
And
amount.
it also gets distributed by what 3% allegedly, I think, and also like what 1 to 2, or I think it's 1 to 2 to 3% on your screen that you want to use is actually getting taken out too. From whatever it is, whatever they use, brand they use to flip the tablet around, whatever tablet they use, they take a percentage from that too every transaction. I'm not paying you more, goofy. You think I'm a fool?
That the employer doesn't have to pay you. And people don't understand this.
Not to mention the people who end up tipping because they clicked yes on accident. But all of this works on supply and demand. This may sound a little bit different from your economics course in school, but they are supplying asking you for a tip, and you create more demand for that system by clicking yes. Here's the deal. The real price of something is whatever people will pay for it. So if you keep saying yes to a $9 premium experience at Starbucks, then in 2 years they're going to try to see if they can get away with a $12
coffee cup with no coffee in it. I love it.
Experience. And everything else will increase in price too because other companies will start copying Starbucks. So the answer to stopping these price increases is one, in terms of the medical industry, demand price transparency. Of course, this isn't the only problem with the medical industry, but it is a major one that I think will significantly reduce prices. As for the tipping and the $9 coffees, we need to bring shaming culture back. This culture of extreme tolerance has had a lot of negative side effects. For example, being afraid to say that being fat is bad for you increases everyone's medical insurance premiums, thanks to the Obama administration, as well as not shaming people for spending $28 on $4 of ice cream for the premium experience of polysorbate 80 and red 40 is making your life worse. Because if people pay...
It's just straight slop. It's just they're just throwing slop together to get you a... Eat this slop and eat it down for 27 bucks. As you can go to Walmart for pay $4, but eat it because it's from Cold Stone. Goyam.
$28 at Cold Stone, which is like 2.5 times the price of organic ice cream at the store, then Cold Stone is going to say,
Farmers market too. That is the highest of the highs. Like, I'm sure Airone doesn't even charge that much, and they charge a lot.
hey, okay, well, let's see if we can get 31. It should cost you social value if you're one of those people who enables companies to price hike everything because you want to overspend instead of being responsible with your money. I've actually gotten rid of almost all my friends who constantly throw money away because being around such people affects my spending habits.
Yeah.
And when it comes to rich people, really one of the most harmful...
It's just stupid. Like, I don't want to hear you, I just have so much social pressure. I did this. Yeah, but you don't have social pressure when you're doing try-on hauls and telling these stupid story times about some personal stuff that shouldn't be on the internet. I have so much social pressure. Like, some of these people are like just like buzzword max and have the personality of a TikToker, and it's annoying. I think people are get to that point where like, I get it. I use some of the lingo a lot. I use a lot of lingo that is just cut down words or whatever like that. A lot of slang, if you like to say that. But some people do use so much TikTok words and they just sound like an algorithm, and it's like, I want to blow my brains out with a shotgun. No, that's exaggeration right there. But like, it's just like, stop talking to me, please. Stop. I don't want to. I don't even want to hear your story time. I don't want to hear your story. I don't hear what. Welcome back, y'all. Today we're gonna be like, I don't want to hear that, bro.
things they can do is overspend because that inflates prices for everyone else.
Jump cut.
Last, when it comes to tipping, silently clicking no is not enough because when you do that, statistically, the person behind you is just going to tip anyway. So the iPad question doesn't go away. You have to actually openly show your disgust for these companies trying to prey on guilt psychology. It's simple. The second they turn that screen around and say, it's going to ask you a little question, you say out loud, I'm not tipping. And for the people who are going to say, well, they're just employees, the company makes them say that. I don't care. They're still engaging in it. Stop having empathy for people who are trying to prey on you. If they don't want disgruntled customers, then they can be one of the hero employees who presses no tip for you. Also, for those who are...
I've had that. It's like, I mean, some people... I think it's built in with the computer or whatever. Some people probably will get fired for it. I'm not going to be... If you throw like a... I think if you throw a fit about that, like, grow up a little bit, you need some emotional control. But I'll be like, no tip, no tip. I could say that, but I'm not going to be like, no tip. Don't even ask me. Dude, calm down. Just say no and move on. It's not like the end of the world be all so well. It's annoying. They're definitely taking advantage. But you don't need to get all pouty and like be all disorderly in a damn store or Starbucks. Because why are you there in general, buddy? I'm kidding.
If you can't say no to an iPad, then you are definitely letting people walk all over you.
Yeah, AI is definitely going to take your job if you can't say no to an iPad. Or AI is going to take over you if you can't say no to an iPad. Starbucks hack to avoid tip promotion. Don't go to Starbucks. Yeah, I don't go there. Think before you tip. Yeah, right. That iPad doesn't swivel itself. No. Asking for a tip when you've done nothing to earn it, it can be called begging. Realistically, everything has gone up except your wages. Well, they do, just not in the same way. It's gone up, but like at a 1% when it should have went up by 10% because everything else is going up by 10%. Printing money has to be a consequence. Yeah, let's just print $1 billion, y'all. Start giving out to that. Start tipping people with it, right? If I'm standing while ordering, you're not getting a tip. Fair. That's pretty fair. Don't let vampires guilt you into tip. Don't let anyone guilt you in anything. Realistically, like that's when you just be your own self, man. Like if you're getting to a point where it's hard to say. Like a lot of people's outside influence can help in some ways, but like some people just get peer pressured so much where it's like, dude, have a backbone, right? If you don't want to do it, don't do it. And then there'll be the same ones crying and complaining that they did something they didn't want to do. You had an opportunity to say no, and you don't want to say it. I'm guilty of not saying no when I should have, but yo, it's one thing you live and you learn. But like, yo, That's why I try to give out this advice, even though like yeah, we're all gonna mess up. Obvious, but we're not perfect. But that's why I try to give out at least decent advice that I use. You know, have some decent emotional control. Try not to get angry or like show it and be smashing shit, smashing stuff. Have a backbone a little bit. I hate tipping culture. Yeah, I dislike it. I don't know. I'm not gonna use the word hate, but it's getting predatory and dislikey. I don't. It's very much predatory to me. It's because it kind of preys on the airheads that are like, I'm feel so socially pressured. Oh, I don't have. I just have to click 15, brother. Like what? Long one. My bad for yapping, but he makes great videos. Link in the description. If you like to follow him, like this video. And bro, do you cave to it? If you cave to it, why? Why do you cave to it? And if you don't, thank you. And if you do, like me, and like think before you sleep. I don't always look him in the eyes, but I'll just click it immediately, no tip. And it happened at Subway. That's what I was kind of telling you, how I just pointed everything out and they just put the sandwich there. Yeah, no. No, shoot, the lady made my sandwich was nice, but I was the project manager in that situation. All right, but she was cool. She had good customer service, like I would hope. But yeah,